The Las Vegas Raiders have drafted 7 first-round picks since 2019, and none of them are on the team. Running back Josh Jacobs was the only hit, but he bolted for greener pastures this past offseason. Henry Ruggs was on his way, but he got himself locked up. The memories of him, Clelin Ferrell, Jonathan Abram, Damon Arnett, and Alex Leatherwood have Raider Nation a little nervous these days, as Tyree Wilson's a big incomplete. The John Gruden-Mike Mayock regime made the majority of those picks, and we can't say a whole lot about the Josh McDaniels-Dave Ziegler regime's first-round pick, as Wilson is still an unknown. The Antonio Pierce-Tom Telesco regime got this, though. They're both solid talent evaluators with solid track records. Yes, Pierce too. It helps that Pierce knows how to get it out of his guys too. That's how he earned the full-time head coaching job after he was the interim head coach the second half of last year. He also made the type of move that helps you get NFL Executive of the Year, and it wasn't with the full blessing of then interim GM Champ Kelly and owner Mark Davis. Pierce didn't like veteran corner Marcus Peters' effort as a tackler, so he ended up cutting him, and at around the same time, Jack Jones got cut by the New England Patriots. Pierce coached Jones at Long Beach Poly High School, and when things didn't work out for Jones at USC, Pierce took him in and got something out of him at Arizona State. Jones had some off-the-field troubles, but Pierce got enough out of him to make him a fourth-round pick, and he knew how to get even more out of him. That's why he pounded the table for him and was willing to put his job on the line for him. He told his vets to love him up when he got there, and the Raiders ended up getting quite a playmaker. He was excellent in coverage and ended up with 2 pick sixes in the last few games. Now the Raiders have a corner we all can't wait to see in 2024. Pierce had to pound the table and put his job on the line to get Jones to the Raiders, but he had no problem getting him to Arizona State because he was the recruiting coordinator there. You have to know a little bit about football talent to be that, right? Pierce got quarterback Jaden Daniels to go to Arizona State too, telling him he would be the Heisman Trophy winner. He ended up being right too, but unfortunately it wasn't with Arizona State. Daniels had to transfer to LSU to do that after Pierce and his head coach Herman Edwards were fired for alleged recruiting violations. You could see his talent when he was at Arizona State, but he really took off in his 2 years at LSU, especially during the magical 2023 season that he won the Heisman. Pierce deserves a ton of credit for seeing a future Heisman Trophy winner after seeing him on film as a teenager. I don't know about you, but to me that's real evaluation and projection. There's only one Heisman Trophy winner a year to hundreds of recruiting coordinators, so there aren't many that can say they recruited one. So Pierce really showed he had something by recruiting Daniels. Oh, how about a receiver that's lighting it up in the NFL? Yeah, Pierce recruited Brandon Ayuk to Arizona State too. When he came out of Sierra Junior College, Pierce was one of the few that recruited him as a receiver. Most of the schools that recruited Ayuk did so as a return specialist. Pierce can see him coming out of high school, he can see him coming out of junior college, he can see him period. So Ayuk went to Arizona State, got acclimated in year 1, then starred in year 2. He finished year 2 with 65 catches for 1,192 yards and 8 touchdowns. He averaged 16.1 yards per punt return with a touchdown, and 31.1 yards per kick return too. All that would amount to an all Pac-12 selection as a receiver and return specialist, and all that would amount to Ayuk being selected in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers at number 25 overall. And of course, Ayuk's straight ballin' now. He's one of the better receivers in the NFL. Pierce had a small sample size, so I went into more detail on his players. Telesco's been a GM since 2013, so I'll do more of an overview on him and his players. 40% of NFL players selected in the first round turn out to be hits, so if you have a hit rate of 40%, you're doing okay, average. 50% is a good hit rate, and if you're at 60% or above, that's outstanding. Telesco has a hit rate of 66%, but it didn't start right away in 2013. DJ Fluker wasn't a hit that year. Then corner Jason Verrett in 2014 was a hit, and Melvin Gordon in 2015 wasn't. Then edge rusher Joey Bosa, receiver Mike Williams, and safety Derwin James hit in 2016, 17, and 18 respectively, before interior defensive lineman Jerry Tillery was a miss in 2019. Then in 2020 and 2021, Telesco really hit with quarterback Justin Herbert and left tackle Rashawn Slater. We don't know what guard Zion Johnson from 2022 and receiver Quentin Johnson from 2023 are yet. It's been pretty painful watching the draft for Raider fans since 2019. Well, actually it's been pretty hard for the last 20 years and some change, but better days are ahead. GM Tom Telesco has a great track record of drafting, especially in the first round. He's a good evaluator of talent, and so is Pierce, his head coach. As a recruiting coordinator at Arizona State, he recruited a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback and receiver that's doing all kind of damage in the NFL. He's a defensive guy too, and look what he did at the corner position. Pierce knows football talent too, and he knows how to get the most out of it. The Raiders are in good hands. Thank you for watching. See you next time.